weeks ago. It's the highest number since February. Hospitals in states like Florida say they're scrambling to keep up with hospitalizations. WTSP TV's Liz Crawford.
Charles Gallagher is a dad of 2 young girls. His 7-year-old is in remission from leukemia.
Obviously, it's a fear that she would contract COVID.
He and 6 other Tampa Bay lawyers plan to file a lawsuit challenging the governor's executive order banning schools from requiring masks.
Our Constitution gives our local school districts the authority to make these kinds of decisions.
Governor Ron DeSantis says he'll withhold salaries from school officials who defy his ban.
What are the harmful effects of putting a kindergartner in a mask for 7 hours? Have they talked about the emotional, the academic, the physiological? Why isn't CDC studying that?
Lawmakers in the Senate are scheduled to meet in 2 hours to vote on President's $1 trillion infrastructure plan. It's expected to pass. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
For the first time, the Senate has come together around such a package in decades.
Weary Californians are trying to figure out what comes next after flames from the Dixie wildfire burned their homes to the ground, including Jack Romero's in Greenville.
I wished I could just go home. And then I remember, you can't go home. There's something to go back to.
The flames are just 22% contained. Fire officials say hot, dry weather and wind gusts could push them even harder over the next few days. Triple-digit heat is in the forecast in the Pacific Northwest. KOIN meteorologist Natasha Stenbach is in Portland.
Excessive heat warning will go into effect. Some of our hottest days will be Thursday and Friday. So in the 100s, not just for one day, not just for 2 days, but 3 days in a row.
St. Louis and Kansas City could reach almost 110 degrees today. When it comes to eating, a lot of us are reverting ways. CBS's Jim Krasula.
More Americans are ordering groceries online, while fewer Americans are eating at restaurants. That's according to a new Gallup poll. The percentage of U.S. adults who now order groceries online for pickup or delivery has doubled from 11% in 2019 to 23% now. Still, more than 60% of those surveyed said they never do online grocery shopping.
At the airport in Barcelona, Lionel Messi and his father boarded a flight this morning. Reports say they're headed to France, where the soccer star is ready to announce a 2-year contract with Paris Saint-Germain. S&P futures are unchanged. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Ah, there's no place like Panera, where a bite of the toasty, sauce, avocado melt tastes like, focaccia. A cool and refreshing strawberry poppy seed salad al fresco is so sweet. And a cheesy Chipotle chicken and bacon flatbread pizza in your favorite booth feels just right. So treat yourself, because there's no place like Panera. Order on the app today. Restrictions apply. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Hi, Tom Bodette from Motel 6, leaving the light on for the three-dimensional soccer fan. Those cardboard cutouts were feeling a little flat. They didn't even yell goal for as long as possible when we finally scored. Well, while the cardboard you is packed away, the real you can head to the next road game. Motel 6 will help you get back into the action with clean, comfortable rooms at a great low rate. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Live 100.5 and 790 Newsroom. The EW News.
Cloudy skies, rain, and 74 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Consumers Energy is reporting a power outage in Bay City and Bangor Township. At least 1,740 customers are currently without power. The outage is affecting traffic lights in the area. Remember to treat non-working traffic lights as four-way stops. Bay County Central Dispatch is aware of the outage, so there is no need to call 911. The cause for the outage is unknown at this time. Crews expect power to be restored around 1 o'clock. Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward of up to $1,000 for information leading to the arrest in juvenile American bald eagle, which is a federal crime. The eagle was shot with a pellet gun while perched. Crime Stoppers will be holding a news conference this afternoon at Bangor Township Hall to bring awareness about the issue and discuss how the bird is being cared for. Forward Corporation has announced it will be donating a portion of fuel sales at its Shell locations in the months of August and September to the American Cancer Society and its fight to end childhood cancer. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio.
Forward President Abby Manes says to celebrate the kickoff of the campaign, Forward will be hosting an event from 2 to 4 p.m. Wednesday, August 11th at the Bay City Shell at 6180 West Side Saginaw Road. According to the American Cancer Society, cancer is the second leading cause of death in children under the age of 15 in the United States. As part of Shell's National Giving Pump program, one designated pump at all 26 Forward Shell convenience stores will be designated as the Giving Pump, with 1 cent being donated to ACS for every gallon of fuel pumped at that dispenser. The program began August 1st and continues through September 30th. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.
WSGW News Time 9:07.
Hemlock Public School District is a leader in innovation, collaboration, and education in mid-Michigan with programs from the cradle to early middle college, where hands-on and hard work never go out of style. Our mission and vision, here to serve, innovate, educate, and collaborate. For more information, call us at 989-642-5282. That's 642-5282. Or explore more at hemlockps.com. Hemlock Public Schools, excellence in education. Enroll today.
While you are out enjoying the summer weather, Associates in Eye Care wants you to remember to wear sunglasses with UV protection. Most of us acquire 80% of our lifetime UV exposure before 18. So it's extremely important for children to have sunglasses with UV protection. Ultraviolet rays have harmful effects on the eyes that can lead to cataracts and macular degeneration. Associates in Eye Care would like to welcome Dr. Engel, who is now accepting new patients. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmer, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw or Hemlock location, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care. Caring for. Read it.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Public parks in Flint will now close at 9 o'clock at night or when the sun goes down in an effort to stop gun violence. Mayor Sheldon Mealy made the announcement after 3 people were killed in Flint in 2 separate shootings Sunday night and Monday morning. MLive reports Mealy says this is a situation that we all have to take seriously. He declared a state of emergency in the city last month. There have been 42 murders in the city this year, up 30% from this time last year. A toddler in southwest Michigan is in critical condition in a hospital after what sheriff's officials in Van Buren County call a suspicious situation. MLive reports the 21-month-old girl was found unresponsive a few days ago, and a babysitter was performing CPR. She was taken to the hospital where she was last reported in critical condition. Police say her injuries are not consistent with the normal activities of a child. It's a viral video which shows a woman dancing on a Detroit police crowd management patrol was on the east side when the woman jumped on the car and started dancing last weekend. Interim Chief James White praised the officers for doing their job and showing restraints.
Had they drove off with this young lady on the hood of the car, on the very top of the vehicle, dancing, had they drove off and she rolled off the car and was injured, then I would be asking the question, was that the right decision to make? So what they decided to do was to safely allow her to get off the vehicle.
White says there is an investigation to determine if officers followed police policies, but from what he's seen, they did the right thing. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It is 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, we'll look for a chance of scattered showers and storms under partly sunny skies, highs in the upper 80s. Chances otherwise partly cloudy. Lows fall to around 73 degrees with a chance of showers and storms here for your Wednesday and a high near 87. On Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with shower and storm activity continuing. Lows bottom off to around 73 degrees, turning partly sunny for your Thursday with showers and storms possible. We'll see a high in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Eric Dolman with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 74.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. It's a Tuesday morning, 10th day of August. Nice to have you with us. Later on, after the 10 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Bridgette Gransden. She is the Midland County Administrator. At 11 o'clock, RoofMaxx will be the subject of focus, and we'll have open phones as time permits. But we're going to start this hour off talking about something we've talked about a lot in the last several months, electric vehicles, but from a different perspective. And that's the perspective of the company that has to provide the power to power all those electric vehicles, Consumers Energy. And with us this morning is Lauren from Consumers. Lauren, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. What's your role at Consumers?
So I am the Vice President of Customer Experience, which that means I have responsibility for all of our customer programs. So energy efficiency, renewable energy, electric vehicles. And so this is, making sure that customers know about our program as we pursue our ambition to be coal-free by 2040.
So I have to ask about that because, as a layman looking at it from the outside, we're at a time when you are looking as a company to change your method of generation, that is the fuels that propel your method of generation. At the same time, there is a huge push for electric vehicles and what appears to be greater use of electricity and hotter weather and more air conditioners. How do the two go together? Can you create enough new energy to replace the old energy?
We absolutely can. And we'll make sure that our plan calls for us to do it in a very deliberate way. So no one needs to worry about outages or any kind of issues to the grid. The grid can support where we see EVs going. Many EVs, when you purchase an EV, I have an electric vehicle, most of the charging is done at night. 90% of charging is done at home, in your garage hours, which is actually the lowest demand on our system.
Let me ask a question as a non-EV owner, but someday might have to. If I were to get an EV and set up a charging station, would I be better off getting a separate meter for that charging station?
You don't need to. You can. It depends. I mean, really, we don't want to create more work for our customers, and so really, you would be set up to be on your home meter, and that would work great. So
is
what we do is I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
So customers who buy electric vehicles, we are sharing with them that we have an electric vehicle rate, which is a 3-tiered rate where to charge your car during the kind of low peak hours, as I mentioned at night, is it's a very cheap rate. And so it's an incentive for customers to be on that rate. You can have it be on your home meter, and it works just fine.
So you've had experience with electric vehicles. Is the cost of electricity to charge that vehicle comparable to the amount of gas that you would use and the cost of that gas?
It's less.
Aha.
It's less. It's less to, so let me just share with you some insights here. So to maintain an electric vehicle, there's less moving parts to that vehicle, right? You don't have to go get your oil changed,
right?
For instance, right? So the maintenance costs are lower. Gas prices, when you go to the gas station, are more expensive than the 11 cents, 7 cents rate that we charge, the electric vehicle, the rate is for when you sign up for that rate. So it's a less expensive to own and operate an electric vehicle than it is to operate your current, internal combustion vehicle.
How long have you been driving, Ron?
I have been driving one for the last 2 years.
And what's your satisfaction with your vehicle?
I love it. I do. I was nervous. Got it on range anxiety, right?
Yeah.
And I hear that from a lot of my friends. Like, okay, is that? But you don't have to worry. So at Consumers Energy, we have spent the last 3 or 4 years here being really intentional about making sure that charging infrastructure is building out. And so today you can drive from Bronson, Michigan, all the way up to Mackinac City on chargers that we have rebated. So our whole program at Consumers Energy right now is rebating chargers at your home, for those chargers that you see out when you're driving along the highway corridor, to really help mitigate this whole, I'm going to get stuck on the side of the road. So that should really be something people don't worry about even more as we go here, to make sure that when you can go east to west, you can go north to south and be covered. So that's number one.
We had a caller with a question here. They asked, once all the coal-fired plants are closed, what percentage of power will consumers generate on its own, and what percentage will you have to buy from other utilities?
Oh, that's a good question. I might need to get back to you on an answer for that. But we will, in lieu of having coal, we will have renewable sources. So think solar. We've made big investments in solar today, and we'll be doing more so down the road. Think wind. And then we also have these customer programs, energy efficiency and demand response. These programs where customers sign up and use less energy. Yes, we want you to use less energy. It saves you money, and it helps us mitigate this peak demand on our system, which creates more reliable energy for you and helps us ensure that we can meet this ambition to be net zero.
Let me ask you this, because, when you get rid of the coal plants, come time for you to get rid of the coal plants and you go through peak demand periods, will you still have peaking plants? Will you have, for example, natural gas peaking plants that you can turn to?
Well, so as a part of our plan today, we will have gas plants. So that'll be in the mix. But so far, our intent here is to leverage these demand response programs for customers to, when they know and are educated and aware of these different rate structures, and part of our, for instance, our smart thermostat program, where we dial you down during those peak events, that really will be able to manage that peak load, not having to rely on plants.
How long, as an owner of an electric vehicle, your battery range is what? Do you get 200 miles in yours?
Yeah, on average the average is around 200 to 300.
How long before you think we'll have 5 and 6?
Oh, soon. So the Tesla, I do not have a Tesla, but the Tesla battery pack for the 2022 models will charge in 7 minutes from 0 to full. It takes me longer to go to the gas station to fill up my gas tank. My husband drives a internal combustion. It takes him longer to go to the gas station than 7 minutes. And so with the focus of all the autos, right? All the autos have made announcements that they're going to be here in the next couple of years turning all to electric, right? We should see over 240 models just in the next 2 years. And we know that the battery technology is getting better. It's only going to get even more better because the autos have made these announcements. And you look at the policy too. Last week announcement that the target to have EV sales of 50% by 2030. There's been so many headlines just since January. So I think the pressure is on in a good way to make sure that EV adoption is accelerated.
You mentioned, charging stations, for example. I know how it works when I go and fill up with gasoline. I put in a credit card and I pump the gas. How does it work with electric charging? Is it the same thing? You pop in your credit card?
Well, it depends. So if you're out on the road and you're traveling, let's say you're traveling up north, it depends on the site host if they charge or they don't charge. Most of the time, what I have seen is they don't, and but it just depends. And so I think we'll see more consistency as these charging stations, we call them DC fast charging stations, are even more, you see them more across the state. We'll see a greater standard to that, but it just depends.
You expect EVs to be the rage of the future, don't you?
I do.
Are we going to have much of a choice?
Well, based on the auto announcements, the OEM announcements, it doesn't look like it. But I want people to know that from a utility perspective, we are leaning in here. We believe that this is the right next step for our future. Transportation sector, they are like 40% of gas emissions. Emissions comes from transportation sector. And so we can have an opportunity to help mitigate that. 40% of carbon comes from transportation sector. And just given the different vehicle choices, the battery improvements, the policy changes here, and knowing that you're going to be fueling, quote unquote, your car with clean energy as we pursue our clean energy ambition, it's just the right next step. And I really think we'll perform better than what we have today.
We had another caller question. This one may be out of your expertise, but the question was, who's going to pay for fixing the roads when all cars are electric? What happens to the gas tax?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
I didn't think you would. That's going to be an interesting one down the road. And actually, I have a story here I'm going to talk about later on that in the infrastructure bill that the Senate probably will pass today, one of the little hidden things in there is a test program for paying a tax by the miles driven. And I suspect, just be prepared. Anyway.
Okay.
So,
that's good insight. Thank you.
Lauren, can you hang on for a minute? I got to take a break. I want to finish up with you. But
yeah.
We're going to come back with Lauren from Consumers after these notes on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, and our program sponsored by my friend Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. And, Linda will tell you sellers are getting top dollar for their homes, and an average, maybe a day on the market. Linda Shepard sells faster. Buyers are cash or pre-approved. She doesn't waste any time. She's easy to work with, no pressure tactics, several years of experience. And Linda's a full-time agent. She lives here. She sells here. And her Pinnacle Realty is not a franchise, so the money stays right here in your community. Buyers, the interest rates are still low. And Linda Shepard watches the market closely, so clients get a showing fast and have a fighting chance. She will fight for every offer, every time, and you will enjoy working with Linda Shepard. Call her today, 989-295-7713. 295-7713, Linda Shepard. We'll be back with Lauren from Consumers after these notes.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Even with so many of us working from home and your car sitting in the driveway, your engine's oil and other fluids are breaking down over time. Let All A's keep your vehicle running smoothly and your family change and fluid service with us today. Remember, All A's only fixes what we say we're going to fix. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair a business you can depend on?
Just moved to Midland, was dreading finding a new auto shop. Search over, came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of All A's customers rank them 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. See for yourself at allaysautorepair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Road.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Continuing to get more done on the job, U.S. worker productivity rose at a 2.3% annual rate in the spring quarter. However, employers are paying more to get things done. Labor costs rose 1% in the period, slightly less than expected. Dollar Tree is hosting a nationwide hiring event on Saturday and will pay a $1,000 signing bonus with the opportunity of incentive pay. Dollar Tree says it needs full and part-time order fillers, maintenance technicians, warehouse associates, and other employees. Facebook and Twitter have cut pay for remote employees who move to less expensive areas. Now, Google says workers in the pandemic could see changes in pay if they switch to working from home, even if they don't move to a different city. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Summer's in full swing, and we have the coolest new shirts for the warm weather at Untuckit, including performance shirts that wick sweat, short sleeve styles to beat the heat, and our comfortable polos. Untuckit shirts are designed to be worn untucked, so they're just the thing to look and feel cool in the summer heat. And Untuckit shirts are perfect as we transition back to the things that we've been missing, like dinner with friends, reuniting with family, and vacations too. When the heat is on, the #1 shirt to keep you cool is Untuckit. % off your first purchase at untuckit.com or over 80 Untuckit stores.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just a click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit inspiresleep.com to learn more.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, Dr. Anthony Fauci kills puppies for science. This will finally be Fauci's downfall.
See, that'll be the thing that gets him. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. We're talking to Lauren from Consumers. She is Vice President of Customer Experience for Consumers, about electric vehicles and consumers' preparation for them. And we had another question from a caller that you probably can't answer.
Oh, no. Okay.
How will people be able to afford electric vehicles? Let me tackle that a little bit for you. I drove recently 2 of them. I drove an Audi e-tron, which was an $80,000 car. And I drove a Volkswagen ID4, which was a little under $40,000. And both of them had tremendous incentives on them besides. So the reality is the more electric cars come along, the cheaper they're going to get. Isn't that the way you look at it?
Exactly right. That would be my response. Yeah.
Yeah, when they become
exactly.
them, I doubt very much it'll be very different than buying a car today.
Right.
Except you'll have to have
right.
a charging station installed. So other than that,
that's right. But we are the incentives that we offer for charging stations nearly make the cost it's almost covering the entire cost. And we did that intentionally because we didn't want getting a charging station to be tough or a barrier as to why you wouldn't get an electric vehicle. So that's really Consumers Energy today our offering is what we call Power My Drive, which is rebates for chargers at home, at workplaces, and as you're driving the corridor, right? And then, which we just launched at the end of June, and this is to help business customers take their current fleets and transition them into become electric fleets. We offer a concierge service, so literally like white glove helping you through figuring out what would have to be true and how you could make that conversion. We also offer rebates for those customers and service upgrades for free. So again, we're trying to like lean into the at-home, workplace, business.
And then, so we understand you offer rebates. That means if I buy an electric car, I would have to hire an electrician to come and install the station. But you would offer a rebate for that? You don't install, do you?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Not yet. Yeah, no.
Not yet?
We're looking at ways.
Did I hear a yet?
I know, right? Well, I'm probably getting out of myself here. But I think that, we are actively looking at what's next for how we lean into this space. And so we're exploring different options today because we want to make getting an electric vehicle really easy for our customers.
How much does it cost? We had a caller ask this question. How much does it cost to install a charging station at home? Is it expensive?
Not with the rebate. So you need to go to consumersenergy.com. We have our Power My Drive program information there, and the rebate covers most all of the costs.
Well, that would make it reasonably cheap then. So that's a good thing.
Yes, it's very economical in that case. Yeah.
Now we talk about charging stations at home. Are there different kinds of charging stations? Some faster than others?
There are. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could go home and plug it into just your current outlet in your garage.
Really?
You could. It would take longer to charge. It would actually take a very long time to charge. So that's why we offer what we call L2. And that's it's where you install like a charging station. And so for me, that's what I have in my garage, and it takes me around like 8 hours or so to get a very full charge, and it happens at night, so it's perfect. I mean, really, I charge at night, and then when I go driving around town, or when I drive into Jackson, where our headquarters is located, and I'll plug in there. I never really have to stop anywhere else, quite frankly. That works for me. Now there's a DC fast charging stations, which are actually, that's what you see on the highway and at public locations. And those are like 30-minute chargers. So it's very reasonable. And that's if you had you had nothing left in your battery. And that's typically not the case.
And they're more expensive, I assume?
They are to install.
Do you have to have a certain kind of car or battery for those fast chargers to work? Or do they work in all electrics?
No. Yeah, all electrics. Now, some cars like Teslas have their own types of charging stations. And so you would need to have a converter that you use to go use a different type of charging station. But that works, that's an option.
And how has been the drive in the wintertime with the electric?
Totally fine. Now, I know that the battery, I see more range in the summertime, obviously with the weather, right? When it's colder, the charge of the battery is a little bit less, but really hasn't been an issue.
But then in the summer, you turn your air conditioner on and the charge goes down anyway. That's what I discovered when I drove the electrics.
No. Really?
Well, I'll give you an example. In the Volkswagen ID4 that I drove, when I first got in it, and when you sit down, it turns on. The seat is your key, which I found interesting. It showed me 304 miles of range. The minute I started to drive and turned the air conditioner on, it dropped down to like 260. So you're using. You have to be using electricity. You are using electricity, so it does cost you a little bit to run all the accessories.
It does. You're right. You're right.
But overall, it was a very good driving experience. I mean, it really opened my eyes to it because I'm still hesitant by range, but eventually I can see the day. Well, listen, Laura.
I think so, and
I want to thank you for spending some extra time with us this morning about this. We'll have to do it again down the road, but let's keep in touch on it. And happy days at Consumers, huh? The world's going electric.
That's right. Thank you so much. That's right.
All right.
Love it.
Lauren, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Have a great day. Bye-bye now. That's Lauren Snyder. She is a Vice President of Customer Experience at Consumers. talking about electric cars. We had a lot of good questions from the callers, too. So, let's continue on the theme for a little bit here. We talk about these a lot, but you know what? Might as well, because they're going to be a part of our life. Whether we like it or not, they're going to be a part of our life. The infrastructure bill that the Senate probably will pass this morning or today contains money in it for electrification, charging stations across the country. It's estimated that there'll be something like 55,000 of them in a relatively short period of time. And the manufacturers have already told us electric cars are of the future. Would you have one? And what will it take for you to buy an electric car? Give us a call. We'll talk about it. 752-6111. Inside the state of Michigan, 866-790 WSGW. Outside, 989-752-6111. I'm going to talk about a car company that has promised an electric vehicle coming. Not here yet, but it's on its way, and that's Honda. I want to tell you about Thalen Honda and talk about the cars that are available today, because, as you know, dealers are short-stocked. You know that there's a microchip shortage, and this has caused empty dealer lots. And so dealers are advertising, buy now, take delivery when it comes in. Well, you don't have to do that at Thalen Honda, because they have a supply of new vehicles on the ground, ready for delivery right now during Honda's summer sales event. Now, that's right. You buy today, you drive it today. And to sweeten the pot, there's 0% financing on select 2021 and 2022 models. Terms and conditions apply. In addition, the 2021 Honda CR-V Passport and Odyssey were named Best Car for the Money by U.S. News and World Report. And 6 2021 Honda models received the IIHS Top Safety Rating. Thalen Honda has new and used vehicles in stock, on the ground, ready for sale, ready for delivery right now. And more new vehicles arriving every week. Stop into Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City to look over their inventory. Or go online to thinkthalen.com and test drive the vehicle of your choice. Sit down with a Thalen Honda representative. See how easy it is to make it yours without the wait. The Thalen family in their third generation of ownership, serving your automotive needs for 44 years. And we will be back with calls after this. I want to tell you about a great opportunity for seniors 60 and older. The Saginaw County Commission on Aging is hosting free in-person Tai Chi classes every Monday and Wednesday at the South Colony Senior Center. The South Colony Senior Center is located at 160 Colony Drive, south of Gratiot Road, just west of Center Avenue. Tai Chi is a very gentle stress and anxiety reducer. It helps increase flexibility and balance. So if you're interested in meeting new friends in a fun and friendly social environment and would like to give Tai Chi and all of its health benefits a try, just give the Saginaw County Commission on Aging a call to reserve your space. Classes are now being conducted in person with social distancing requirements. If interested, please call Carol at 989-790-3289 for more information. That number again is 790-3289 for free in-person Tai Chi classes with the Saginaw County Commission on Aging.
Service. It's hard to find these days. M&R Garage Door has built their business on it. M&R Garage Door has been taking care of their customers in the Tri-Cities for over 50 years. M&R can repair any brand garage door or opener, including all residential and industrial doors. Call them today for all your service needs. M&R has garage doors and openers for every budget. Call M&R Garage Door at 989-894-0971. For all of your garage door and opener needs, 989-894-0971.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Auto Parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstar batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. To our phones, Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur. Hey, I have a question of this electric vehicle thing. We've got acquaintances that like to go up in the Upper Peninsula and travel. And some of these remote locations don't have charging facilities.
Yet.
Now, Tesla, you have the option to have a trickle charger unit available for the vehicle that Tesla does provide. None of the other manufacturers provide that. You have to go aftermarket if you're going to do trekking into areas with your vehicle that doesn't have a charging facility.
Yeah, but that's now. I mean, we're in the infancy.
I know.
I mean, that's like the infancy of the gasoline automobile. There weren't gas stations everywhere either.
Right.
But that's going to change, and that's going to change big time in the near future.
Right. The thing is, with the gas vehicles, you're not restricted. With the electric vehicle, you are. You're not. It's not a good idea to go traveling places where you can't continue to drive. You're stranded with
right
the
now.
electric vehicle.
But you're talking
Right
about
now.
today. That's going to change. It's
That's
going to
right.
change big time.
I know, but
And if you buy one of
the
those
amount of
trickle
time-
chargers, you can plug it into any outlet.
right. But that's provided by Tesla. The other ones, you're aftermarket. You've got
Yeah,
to
so you buy it. So all right. So, I buy accessories for my car all the time.
I understand that, but this is another complication that people have to figure
No,
into
I-
this.
well,
and
but
it's going to delay. It's going to delay the sales of the electric vehicles because some people are going to seriously think about: is it a smart move to buy yet?
Well, obviously. I mean, that's the way it's been. It's not going to change. It'll change as more stations come about and more people get interested. The other thing that's going to change big time is when you can't buy anything else.
Right. Right.
The auto
And
industry is
that
going to
makes-
shove
but
it down your throat whether you like it or not.
Right. But that won't happen in my lifetime. I won't see that.
I wouldn't hold my breath.
I think for the next 20 years, we're going to see enough gas stations and enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say that's right. But I would
Yeah,
think within the next 20 years, the prevalence of electric automobiles will be far greater than the gasoline
Yeah.
cars.
I don't know if it'll be equal, though.
Yeah, it'll be.
I don't know if it'll-
It's going to get there. But
it'll get there, but I don't know if it'll be equal to what gas already has for the infrastructure for the gas vehicles is already there.
yeah,
So they don't have to
that's
do
true. But as there are fewer gas cars, there's going to be fewer gas stations. The gas stations are going to have to convert to electric stations because if there's fewer gas cars, who's buying the gas?
Right. Well, they just put it on the other side of the building. They'll put the charger
Yeah,
on the
well,
other
that's
side
fine.
of the building.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But that's my concern. You got people that want to travel long distances where there is no charging.
Yeah, but
and-
that's and I'm telling you, that's the only reason that's a concern is because this is in its infancy.
right. But they're basing their purchases for the next 5 or 10 years on this current the way it is now.
No, you base your purchase on what your use needs are. If you're buying it for around town, you don't care about the Upper Peninsula.
Right. I understand that, but I'm
And
not
that's what
talking
most
about
people are
just
buying
around
them for.
town.
Most
I'm
people aren't buying them to go from here to California or here to Marquette for that matter.
Right.
So
I'm not talking about just around town. A lot of people have the second vehicle. They have the electric vehicle in the garage, and right next to it,
that's
the gas
fine.
vehicle.
Yeah,
for the
that's
long
fine. Nothing wrong with that. If you can afford it, that's fine.
distance.
So-
That's right. They
All right.
can. Art, there's another vehicle that I've seen on the road too. Polaris makes one of these things. I guess it's called
Fuel
I
cell?
want to say Striper. What?
It's a fuel cell type vehicle.
No, I think it's gas. But it's
Yeah. All right.
really fast outfit.
Yeah.
And for
All right.
around town, you can't beat the buggers.
Yeah.
They'll even drive in the rain.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know the vehicle you're talking about. But that's
It's
that's
a cool
it's
looking
still
vehicle.
yeah, but it still produces emission, and that's what they're trying to get away
Oh, yeah.
from. All right, hey, I got to run.
Passenger to the grocery
All right,
getter,
Al,
it's a great
I
little-
got to go.
Thanks.
Talk
Art.
to you later. Bye-bye now. Lou, hang on. We'll get to you next. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll get to Lou in Bay City right after it.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Even with so many of us working from home and your car sitting in the driveway, your engine's oil and other fluids are breaking down. At All A's, keep your vehicle running smoothly and your family safe. Schedule your oil change and fluid service with us today. Remember, All A's only fixes what we say we're going to fix. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair a business you can depend on?
Just moved to Midland, was dreading finding a new auto shop. Search over, came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of All A's customers rank them 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. See for your repair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. Call 888-489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Oh, wow. I love what you've done to your kitchen.
Thanks. We did sink and faucet.
Oh, it looks great. Did you do all the work yourself?
Oh, no. We worked with the remodeling department at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. They helped us select the right choice for us from their wide selection of countertop material, and we love it. We shopped around, too. Reamer had the best selection and the best pricing.
So, what's your next project?
Well, since we love our new kitchen, we plan to do the bathroom next.
Oh, wow.
This time, we'll go straight to Reamer. You should see all the new things they have for the bathroom.
Visit the showroom at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to see countertop displays of Cambria quartz and Corian, kitchen sinks made of Corian, stainless steel, quartz, swanstone, and cat. Display of kitchen faucets from several manufacturers. One is perfect for your lifestyle and budget. Shop local. Shop Reamer. Go to reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Great Lakes Bay Health Centers would like to remind you that building a defense against COVID-19 will take all of us. That's why we're proud to offer not only COVID testing, but also free COVID vaccines at multiple locations. Visit GreatLakesBayHealthCenters.org for comprehensive information on locations and times near you. The only way this pandemic will end is with us. So let's all do our part to stay healthy and get vaccinated. Please remember to continue following safety measures and our community safe. Together we can finally end COVID-19.
Swinging a line drive up the middle, gloved on one hop by Castro, flips over to Scope, and Michael Fulmer strands 3.
The Tigers play 6:45 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Lou is in Bay City. Lou, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. 3 quick things. Number 1, those 3-wheel Polarises rent in Gatlinburg, Tennessee for $120. Number 2, there's an article in the Free Press this morning about $7.5 billion is going to go towards building charging stations.
Right, that's part of the
That bill.
infrastructure program.
Right. And number 3, we never talk about going to the MPSC, which consumers in Detroit Edison does. Always got their hands holding out for money, when they're supposed to be saving us so much money. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, they're looking to cut down our usage, make less money, yet they ask for more money. I got you. And every
All
time,
the time.
and it is true every time there is some new technology or improvement, they go to the MPSC to pay for it. And who pays for it? We
Yes,
pay
you and
for
I.
it. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Have a,
I mean, listen, that's an old story, isn't it?
yes, it is. Have a good day.
You too, Lou. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. And in Mount Pleasant, we find Mark this morning. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Hey, I was listening to the Consumers Energy segment there. The question I have is apartment complexes. Is it going to be mandated that, but some landlords on apartment complexes can't even fix a running toilet, let alone put in charging stations?
Well,
how is that going to?
yeah,
Not everybody has a house.
Yeah, but wait, just a minute. Not all landlords are bad either. Let's not.
I said that. I said that.
Yeah.
I said.
There are some that don't do what they're supposed to, but most do.
Right.
And I think the answer is, it's a cost of doing business. If you want me as a tenant, and if most people are going to have electric cars, you're going to have to figure out how to put electric charging stations in. How else would it work? Now, whether those charging stations get billed to the tenant, in other words, they put the charging station in, but you have to contract with consumers to pay for it. That's a possibility, but who knows? I mean, listen, it seems obvious to me that the more electric cars there are on the road, as we get to the point where we probably won't have much of a choice to buy anything, all of the substrate to take care of those cars will have to be in place, whether it's an apartment complex or your house or a business or a country club or a shopping center. And it's not going to be that difficult to do. If you go to Canada right now, in the very cold weather climates, if you go to Edmonton, for example, places like that are far up north, and you go into parking lots, you will find poles at every spot where in the wintertime you can plug your car in so that the block heater works. How long is it going to be before instead of that, they put a charging station on top of that pole? It's doable. In our lifetime, don't know. But it's certainly doable and will have to be done because that's the wave of the future.
Do you foresee anybody hacking into these once these charger stations are built and they're all out in the communities?
Well,
Somebody's gonna
not
come
so
along
much.
and figure out how to hack, and then you got free power.
Well, listen, there's always going to be somebody that tries to do that. Let's
Right.
face it, people try and do it now. People steal electricity from their neighbors. So, yeah, of course there's going to be, but it's going to be infinitesimal. But there'll be somebody that tries to do it. Of course there will. That's human nature, unfortunately, the dark side of human nature.
Right.
Somehow I deserve it for nothing. I deserve it for nothing when you pay for it, Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Gas tax the gas tax does need to be resolved before I think we move forward.
Well, and that's part of this infrastructure program. There's a test program on taxing by miles driven. I don't know. And that, what's really interesting about that, it's a contradiction to President Biden. He dismissed the idea. So it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. But yeah, they will have to resolve it because they have to have money for the roads. You and I pay for it. Either we're going to pay for it with greater taxes or one way or another. All right, Mark, have a good one.
Fair enough.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Bay City is where we find Daryl this morning. Daryl, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Well, I'd like to say that this fiasco is exactly like the fiasco we had with high-definition television. It ruined the electronic business for small people, small shops. It was forced upon the public. Great idea, but it killed an industry. Now,
well, let me ask you this question. Wait. Let me ask you a question about that. No, let me ask you a question about the television.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that it was high definition that did it. I think it was the throwaway construction that did it. You don't fix them, you throw them away.
No, because what it did was, there was a lot of small shops that did electronic kinds of things. There are no more, Art. They're gone.
Well, I know people that still own them.
The money on high definition television. Cable companies got rich. Okay. Charter went bankrupt. I bought stock in Charter. Charter went bankrupt. They reestablished the stock was junk. They took the money, and now you pay more for cable than you do for your consumer's power bill.
Which is why people are leaving cable every day.
Let's get back to cars. Cars.
Got a minute.
First of all, they're pushing it on the public. What they should be pushing it on is they should be pushing it on light commercial vehicles first. Industry. Put the burden on the industry of light commercial and medium to heavy commercial. Get the charging stations in place for them, such as UPS, Amazon delivery.
All right. I got to interrupt for time here, but just remember this. The reason they don't go after, and they are working on, by the way, they are working on semis and things of that nature. But remember this, it's
on them first. And
but it's far easier to. They don't have the battery packs to do that yet. It's far easier to put a battery pack in a car than it is.
Put the load on Joe Public. Put the load on Joe
all right.
Public.
All right, Darryl. I got to run for time here. We'll talk more about it again.
Thanks for the shortcut. Thank you.
No problem. And we will be back after these notes.
What you thinking about?
You don't want to know.
Come on, try me.
I'm thinking about everything I don't like about our kitchen.
This again. I think it's time to call a specialist.
Someone to make me forget how much our kitchen bugs me?
No, not a hypnotist. I'm a stone specialist to look at new quartz and granite countertops.
Ooh, that could make me forget the things that bug me about you.
Now that might take a hypnotist.
Not if we get new countertops. Then you'd have a clean.
I see what you did there.
Come on, that was funny.
Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish, from imagination to installation. They'll guide you through every step of the process. Upgrade and increase the beauty and value of your home with Stone Specialists, now available by appointment to serve you better, with 2 locations in Burton and Midland at stonespecialists.net or follow us on Facebook. Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish. Stone Specialists, bring the romance of natural stone to your home.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for third-generation auto in Bay City. You're going to get a full synthetic oil change, a free pair of wiper blades, also a 35-point inspection, complete lube, topped off in the same day and at no extra charge. This deal would normally cost you $110, but you are getting it for $39.99. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. It's the biggest sale of the year where all smart beds are on sale. Save 50% on the new Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, only for a limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
School's out for summer!
But if you'll never get a break. Their manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling for the numbers you need. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system. No matter how big your business grows, with visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. Automate your processes with NetSuite and close your books in no time. Businesses increase their visibility and control since graduating to NetSuite. Special financing is back. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program to those ready to graduate.
Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
All right, back with you a few seconds before we head up to the news. A quick comment to Darryl about his comment about thanks for the shortcut. I want everybody to remember, this is a radio show. We're not sitting in your living room open-ended without a clock to worry about. I have time constraints. When I say it's time to go, it's because the clock says so. It has nothing to do with what you're saying or how you're saying it. The clock is my guidance. News coming up next here on WSGW. CBS News at the top of the hour, then the local report bringing you up to date everything happening in the region. And we will be back next hour. We will begin the hour talking to Bridgette Gransden. She is the Midland County Administrator. More ahead.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's not just adults. COVID cases soaring. So are hospitalizations. Some school districts in Texas and Florida are threatening to defy their state's governors and issue mask mandates. Governor Ron DeSantis says he'll withhold salaries if they do. Dr. Jerome Adams, Surgeon General during the Trump administration, tells CBS this morning.
You can't tie the hands of school and public health officials based on what you perceive to be the reality when your public health officials are telling you they need these tools.
Despite vaccine hesitancy, a lot of us believe what health professionals tell us. Correspondent Cammie McCormick. This new poll finds most Americans have high trust in their doctors, nurses, and pharmacists. More Americans vaccinated. The poll from the Chicago Harris School of Public Policy and the Associated Press finds 7 in 10 Americans trust their healthcare providers to do what's best for them. That includes Republicans and Democrats, men and women, and white, black, and Hispanic Americans. Lawmakers in the Senate meet in an hour from now. A bipartisan majority is expected to hand President Biden a big victory by passing his $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
The bill will represent a substantial down payment towards the level of infrastructure investment our country needs.
Prince Andrew is once again in a spotlight he'd rather avoid. The late Jeffrey Epstein. Virginia Giuffre has filed a claim New York, insisting he sexually assaulted her when she was 17. Her lawyer, David Boies.
You have the testimony of Virginia, the testimony of other people, photographic evidence.
Response from the prince. His spokeswoman says, no comment. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is hanging on tight, refusing to resign in the wake of a state investigation that found he sexually harassed 11 women. CBS's Jerika Duncan.
The governor has until Friday to submit evidence in his defense to the Judiciary Committee. Even if the governor does resign, he could still be impeached, be barred from ever holding state office again.
Amazon says it'll do more to protect you from products that do more harm than good. CBS's Jim Kursula.
Amazon says it will pay out on personal injury or property damage claims of up to $1,000 for defective products sold through its platform. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission sued Amazon to force the company to take responsibility for the recall of dangerous products it sells.
The world's most downloaded app, TikTok. It's dethroned several Facebook apps to claim the #1 spot. This is CBS News.
With Indeed Instant Post and immediately receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a pig. Highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Pro football season's here, and pro roofers save valuable time with Beacon Pro Plus. Beacon Pro Plus works 24/7 for material ordering, order history, and automated promotion tracking, so you can get your favorite GAF roofing products even when working remotely. And now, order on Beacon Pro Plus and get a $175 gift card and a chance. Football getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
Hi, Tom Bodette from Motel 6, leaving the light on for the homebody, who now would rather be an anywhere but homebody after spending 12 months stuck at home with nobody but themselves. Well, Motel 6 has plenty of clean, comfortable rooms, all at a great low rate. So when you decide to visit somebody, anybody, anywhere else but your home, Motel 6 will be. I'm Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers. Reyes.
Fly ball deep to center field off the bat of Reyes. That's going to split the outfielders all the way to the deepest part of the ballpark in right center. Cabrera's in. Behind him, Candelario. Reyes to third with his second triple of the day. Goes in standing up.
Tigers Baseball, brought to you in part by
Bader and Sons, Michigan.
Lingle Equipment Company. All season long, Detroit Tigers Baseball is on 790 News Radio WSGW. Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 74 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Bridgette. A Davidson Township man was arraigned in a Genesee County court last Thursday on child pornography charges. Search warrant on the home of 42-year-old Brandon Height, seizing digital evidence after it was found he was allegedly viewing child porn on the internet. Height is accused of several counts of possessing child sexually abusive material and using a computer to commit a crime. Parents are reminded to monitor their child's online use and habits and instruct them in the safe use of the internet. You can contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Kids by sending a tip to missingkids.org/cybertipline. Saginaw's Great Lakes Bay Health Centers say they've assisted in providing nearly 17,000 COVID doses and providing an additional opportunity for parents and children to receive one Monday afternoon ahead of a new vaccination campaign. Dr. Brenda Coughlin, President and CEO of Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, joined by supporters from state and local government and the Saginaw African American Pastors Group, at this year's Children's Health Day event, shared that the center will be beginning an outreach program starting September 1st to help expand COVID-19 vaccine availability, focusing on the theme of community immunity.
Our Roosevelt S. Ruffin House Center on Gallagher in Saginaw has Pfizer vaccines, which are available for children 12 and up, with a grant-supported in-depth Association. We will continue our COVID-19 vaccine efforts to kick off a new campaign on September 1st with the theme of community immunity.
The program, which is funded by a $50,000 grant, aims to take on the issue of misinformation and hopes to answer questions many who still may be hesitant to get the vaccine may have. WSGW News Time 10:07.
We understand it's not often you decide to invest in new flooring or window treatments, but when you do, you deserve to take your time and take in all the options, styles, and colors available while sharing your ideas with someone who can help you with your decisions. Interiors of Frankenmuth, and that's what we've been doing for 59 years. We've been helping people make great decisions on new window treatments, paint, carpeting, and flooring, and with our own expert design team, we can turn your home into a showplace. Right now at Warden Interiors, we're making room for all the new merchandise, so you'll find unbelievable prices on carpet, vinyl, and laminate floors. Also, you can brighten up any room with one of the new lively colors of California ceramic paint, the toughest and most durable paint available. Or choose the elegance of new Hunter Douglas window treatments to enrich your home. We have it all, so come in and take your time. Let's sit down and talk about it. Warden Interiors in North Main Street and help you bring it all together.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The Deputy Secretary of U.S. Housing and Urban Development will hold a news conference later this morning, along with the Mayor of Midland and others, to discuss help for Midland after last year's flooding and severe storms. Deputy Secretary Adrian Todman is expected to talk about disaster recovery of the city. A body found in Lake Superior Sunday has been identified as a missing kayaker, 40-year-old Brett Harriman of Marquette. He had been missing since last month when he had been kayaking near Partridge Island. It's a day meant to embrace laying on the couch. August 10th is National Lazy Day, though not everyone wants to waste away and kill 24 hours. If you're having trouble getting inspired to begin a project or a life event, start small. Here's Johnny D. of Southgate.
Music on. Put some music on that you want to dance to, that you like. Because sometimes, listen, man, we've all been through stuff, especially this last year and a half. If you're having one of those days like maybe today, one of these lazy days, man, put some music on and start bopping around the house. That would be the first thing I would say.
Johnny D is known as the motivational cowboy. He's been inspiring and professionally speaking for nearly 25 years, equating it to the butterfly effect. He says your motivation to accomplish something always starts small, but can't be properly utilized. There's heavy damage to the ski patrol office at the Cannonsburg ski area in West Michigan after a car crashed through the building, going through the front and out at the back. Surveillance video shows the speeding car crash through the building just before midnight Sunday in Cannon Township. Video shows the driver walking away around 3 hours later and leaving the car behind. The 28-year-old Belmont man was found and later cited. Officials at the ski area hope to this ski season. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high into the mid-80s. Winds out of the southwest around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, a low near 73. By Wednesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy skies, a high of 87. And by Thursday, sunshine, a high around 90. Showers here, blend of clouds and sunshine develops, a high of 81. Then on Saturday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 79. Sunday, sunshine, a high of 82 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vuchitsky with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 75.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online WS.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show, hour number 2 here on WSGW. We're going to begin this hour talking about Midland County, things happening there with its administrator. We say good morning to Bridgette Gransden. Good morning, Bridgette.
Good morning.
There we go. Try it again.
Good morning.
I'm not hearing you there. I wonder why. I hear you in the air, but I'm not hearing you in my little let's see if we can figure it out. Try it again.
Good morning.
One more time.
Good morning.
Interesting. Well, I'll have to listen to you on the speaker, that's all. Let's talk a little bit about something that was in the news this morning about Secretary of Labor or someone coming to Midland County to talk about aftermath of the flood, and now almost a year and a half old.
Right.
Mean to Midland County.
Well, so I don't want to steal all the thunder from the press conference coming up at 11 o'clock, but the HUD organization is giving some grant money to the city of Midland to help with mitigation for potential future flooding in the community. And as you know, Art, we had an unbelievable amount of devastation after the 2020 historic flood and dams failed in the city of Midland and many other places in the community. So we welcome any funding that can help mitigate these kinds of disasters in the future.
Have you heard anything other than this press conference today? Have you heard anything from the federal government relative to the infrastructure package or any other package floating through Congress that might help pay for the mitigation of the flood damage, rebuilding the dams and so forth?
Yeah, not specifically, though I've been following all the details on the infrastructure package. Dams certainly are infrastructure, and as you are probably aware, there are at least 100 dams in the state of Michigan that are in a state of needing significant amount of repair, particularly some high hazard dams. And I think that any amount of money the government, whether it's a state or federal government, can earmark to help avoid disasters like we had in Midland County in May of 2020, that would be a really wise thing to do. A lot of people are impacted, and until something like that happens, you don't really realize what the impact is.
Where are we now in terms of recovery? Not necessarily rebuilding the dams, but recovery in terms of getting life back to some kind of normalcy.
Well, we do still have some families that are displaced. There's a lot of effort in the community to try and get those folks back in homes. Some of those homes are in what we would call mitigation areas in Sanford that we won't allow homes to be rebuilt in the event of a future flood. So there's some mitigation happening there also. But there's a lot of effort between the United Way, the Community Foundation, and private foundations in the community, along with some other grant dollars that have been received from the state to help get these folks into long-term housing. I don't think Midland is in a unique situation where our housing stock is very, very minimal. And when you're talking about low to middle income housing stock, that's also an area that we're lacking in. And I know that we're not the only community to face that situation right now.
And with construction costs the way they are, it's not going to be resolved quickly, is it?
No, it's not. We actually have, I know of projects in the community that organizations have sort of put on hold because of the construction costs. And it's not just the materials, right? All of the construction companies are busy and overwhelmed. And so they're behind in their schedules. And I know one of the local contractors in Midland has had to turn some business away, which they would rather not do. Because there's also not only a materials shortage, but there's also a resource shortage. Yep. It's difficult to find people to work in certain situations. So we're hoping that with the end of the additional unemployment dollars coming to a close here soon, that might rectify itself in some way, shape, or form.
Has it been a problem for the county finding workers?
Well, it depends on what type of job. So, we are struggling to be competitive in professional positions. And I don't think that we're alone. I think that this is an anomaly that's happening across the country and other local units of government and business and industry. I know that if you go into some restaurant or eating facilities, there'll be signs in the window actually offering signing bonuses for wait staff. I think that's probably something that I've never seen in my tenure here at the county in 27 years.
You'll also find they're closed on Mondays, a lot of them. They close breakfast. They don't have the staff.
Right. And, I urge people to have patience with the staff that are there. I know it can be frustrating if you're in a hurry or you've got a limited amount of time over a lunch hour, but the folks that are there and working are really doing the best that they can. And so to have some patience and real grace, give them some grace because they're, if they weren't there, then we'd have even more limited options.
So what are some of the other issues facing Midland County these days?
We are in the same position as a lot of local units of government as far as trying to make decisions about what we may do with the American Rescue Plan Act money that we're going to be receiving. We've already received half of it. We'll get the other half next year. Midland County is getting about $16 million. And one of the things that we've sort of been waiting on is for the rules about how this money can be spent to become finalized.
Don't make it on roads. They won't let you do it.
Nope, can't put it in roads. Can't give it to roads. Our road commission would love that, but we can't put it in roads. Though Midland is pretty fortunate because we have 2 mills of special millage dedicated dollars that go to help the roads in Midland County. So we're pretty lucky there. But the rules that came out didn't put us in a good position because they were interim rules. They're not final. They did give, and I say they didn't put us in a good position because it was difficult to manage expectations from local nonprofits and local business and community folks who wanted to know how we were going to spend this money. And we don't know yet because first off, we have 6 years really to spend the money. We have 4 years to make sure it's obligated and 6 years to make sure the cash has been spent. And they gave us like 2 months to make comment on these interim rules, and that time frame ended July 16th. So we're still waiting now for all of the final regulations about what we can do with this money before we make decisions about how to spend it. The two of the biggest categories, one would be lost revenue. And with our preliminary calculations of lost revenue from 2020 at over $4 million, legitimately, the county could keep all 16 million as lost revenue. But, you know, my recommendation to the board is not going to be doing that, but to make some, to have some other opportunities to help folks in the community with some of that money.
Bridgette, hang on. I've got to take a break and we'll come back. We're talking
to
Bridgette Gransden. She is the administrator, Midland County administrator. We will be back with her after these notes. We'll also hear from Terry Henney and more ahead here on the Art Lewis Show, all coming up.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMaxx peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with RoofMaxx, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a Wix filter for just $31.99. Plus, earn double oil rewards points. Minimize friction, heat, and wear on your engine with Syntec full synthetic motor oil exclusively at
O'Reilly Parts.
A message brought to you by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. The COVID vaccine is safe, effective, and trusted by experts. Find yours at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine or call 211.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open slightly higher. Investors are waiting for the latest updates on the economy from 2 Fed officials who are speaking today. There's upbeat news about cinema chain AMC Entertainment. It reported a better than expected quarter. Its theaters have all reopened in the U.S., and it's planning to take Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase Global and software company McAfee released close. Canadian Pacific Railways is raising its bid to buy Kansas City Southern. Smile Direct Club shares are losing more ground. Its sales took a hit from a cyber attack in April. Amazon will now cover claims of property damage or injuries from items sold by third parties up to $1,000. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. So 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? My name is Ron LeGrand, and over 39 years, I bought over 3 using my money or credit and taught thousands to do the same. Today, even in a COVID environment, we buy nice houses in nice neighborhoods using no banks, realtors, contractors, license, or other costly entanglements, and build big cash flow and huge wealth without the hassle of tenants, and all without using credit or little or no money. Text RON to 620-622-5500, and I'll send you my free training and show you exactly how we do it. I promise it'll open the door to a new lifestyle that doesn't involve risk or rehabs and can quickly replace your current income. Text Ron to 620-622-5500 and let me show you how to take your life back and build a big cash flow quickly. That's Ron to 620-5500. Again, Ron to 620-622-5500.
We're broadcasting this morning from the Thumb Bank Field Day. We are out in a wheat field, and along with me is
Jeff Reif, Jansen Equipment in downtown Reese, Terry, on the east end.
on the east end. Well, I'll tell you, we are in the field right now, and you've got one magnificent piece of iron here. Tell us a little bit about what you've got.
We have a 2021 Case IH Steiger AFS Connect. This is the latest and greatest in technology from Case IH. It's got all the telematics where we can send information up to the cloud, back down in. We can send to the producer's iPad. It's loaded. This thing has got everything on it, but it should for list price $721,000. That's all.
Well, yeah, but I tell you, this thing will probably last for a few years.
Well, we would certainly hope so. It's got a good warranty. It's got a good reputation behind it. We've been doing this now since 1998, and Case IH has got perfected.
And a little bit of the equipment back behind you that you haul around in the field too. What are you dragging behind this?
We have an 875 Ecolo Tiger. It's a 9-shank, 24-inch deep ripper tool. Front disc, rear leveling disc. The baskets on the back, I don't know if you noticed, but those are hydraulic now. 70 was a mechanical, now they're hydraulic. And it is the latest and greatest. You can also get this tool with what they call AFS Soil Command. From the cab, I can change the disc, front disc depth, the tool working depth, the rear disc leveler depth, and the basket control with the push of a button from the display in the cab.
Amazing technology, and that's what agriculture is getting to nowadays.
It's all about technology, and everybody's embracing it except the people our age or a little bit older. But for the most part, the younger millennials, if you will, they want technology, and we got it.
And you can see this unit plus a whole lot more here. Field Day. We're located at the intersection of Midland Road and 7 Mile in Bay County. So stop on by. We'll have a lot more reports for you as we go through the morning.
All right, Terry, thanks a lot. And we are back with our conversation with the Midland County Administrator, and she is Bridgette Gransden. Bridgette, you actually partially answered a question I was going to ask, and that was, does the money from the rescue plan make Midland County whole?
It can. And it's probably the biggest windfall we've ever seen and will see. And I would suggest that, local governments have been long overdue for a little extra money and to try and help with revenue that's been lost. Over the last 10, 15 years, our revenue streams have just continued to decline. And whether that's from limited increase in tax revenue because of Proposal A impacts, or whether it's reductions in revenue from the state of Michigan. And certainly COVID did not help our coffers at all, particularly because we had to shut down certain services. And, there's a lot of those services that generated revenue to help keep us in business and provide the programs and services that people expect in a community. So, yeah, I think that it is going to go a long way to helping relieve some of that financial pressure. And it's also going to help us maybe do some other things. Like if you've been paying attention to the rules that were initially put out for the American Rescue Plan Act, one of the largest categories of strongly recommended categories of funding was for broadband. And I've been sort of banging the broadband drum here in Midland for about 8 years now. And if I'm the eternal silver lining, then I'm going to say thank you, COVID, for highlighting something that other people were aware of, but maybe didn't recognize was such a huge need until then, right? Because without broadband, people struggled with whether it was medical services online, with medical appointments virtually, or working remotely, or doing schoolwork remotely. I think that our attitudes and perspectives need to change about broadband. It used to be something that was considered a luxury. And I think if COVID has done anything for us, it's helped highlight the fact that it's really not a luxury. It's another utility like water and sewer and electricity. And for us to really be able to continue to engage in situations where, I mean, we're a transient world, right? Our people are moving a lot more than they ever used to and moving around. And 2020 highlighted that remote work is something that people really enjoy and can do successfully. But you can only do it successfully if you have the right tools. And they're
You may get an extra little hit too, because if the infrastructure bill passes, broadband is a big part of that.
well, not just
We're
that.
kind of
Yes,
way ahead of the curve.
we are. And, you know, there are the state and the federal government have been really, I think, trying to focus a lot in the last 12 months on how they can add in appropriations for grants related to rural broadband, particularly. And, you know, there's a lot of rural area of the 528 square miles that makes up Midland County. And there's just not a business case often for the vendors to build out those last 2 miles. So, you know, we need to work together with vendors and other local units of government to do two things. One is increase accessibility, right? Increase the access to broadband. And number two, increase, find opportunities, whether it's to subsidize or have grants or certain programs to make broadband affordable. Because there is broadband available in some areas and some people just simply cannot afford it because, again, it's been often looked at as a luxury rather than a necessity. And I've often used this example. If I'm a single mom and I am making a decision about paying for internet access at my home or putting food on the table, I know what decision I'm going to make, and either one disadvantages my kids. Midland Public Schools and a lot of the schools in Midland County send Chromebooks home with all the students. But if you don't have internet access, that Chromebook is nothing better than a doorstop. So we have put together a committee across in the community. We've gotten a study that was funded through, we had Connected Nation, Connected Michigan do the study for us, which was funded from the Community Foundation and the Midland Business Alliance to give us an idea of where there are shortfalls and where there are areas that we can highlight and maybe find some low-hanging fruit and make some change right away. The good news, even more to that, is that some of our ARPA money can be very clearly used to help with some broadband programming and projects to get things underway. And all 16 townships in the city of Coleman have accepted their ARPA money, which equals over $4 million. And many times the townships, because they're a little smaller, may find difficult with all of the restrictions on the money to spend it. But we are happy to figure out ways to partner with them to help increase broadband access for the folks in their communities.
I want to talk about something. I don't know that I've ever asked this before. In Midland County, Dow Chemical, then Dow DuPont, then split to Dow, Corteva, DuPont.
Right.
How has that impacted the county with all the merging and splitting? Has it had an impact?
Yeah, I would say that I think that there has, of course, been an impact, and you know, there were jobs that were lost and there were jobs that were added. From a local government perspective, we have more people we have to deal with to try and make sure that we have good relationships in place, which we do with all of those organizations. And from an emergency response perspective, it has the potential to cause a little bit more work because now we don't have just Dow that we are working with when it comes to things like chemical release or natural disaster or events, emergency events in town. So instead of one company that we need to work with to have emergency plans in place and coordinate with, we have three. But we're up for it. And I know that they've all been very willing partners and they're very much wanting to be at the table for those discussions. So we just have a little bit more work to do.
All right. Well, listen, Bridget, I'm going to let you go, and I thank you for your time this morning. It's always fun talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, Art. I appreciate, and I am just to be aware, I did not know it was National Lazy Day. I'm not going to lay on the couch. I would much rather have a dance party. So we'll turn the music up here.
All right, I'm with you. All
right. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bridgette Gransden, and she is the administrator for Midland County. We thank her much for being with us this morning here on the Art Lewis Show. It is National Lazy Day, and I didn't know that. And I'm at home, but I had no idea that this was National Lazy Day. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. They were talking earlier. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. We come back, talk about this working at home a little bit. The guys were talking about it this morning on the morning show, and I've got some thoughts on it. And because I've been doing it for now a year and a half, we'll chat about it when we return on the Art Lewis Show after these notes.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune in Your Financial Empower Hour every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
4 left! 4 right!
Perfect. Hey, golfers, this is Dan Pohl, and I know your golf games aren't always perfect, and that's okay. But if you want the perfect golf experience here at the Polecat, don't wait. Go to polecat.net or give the Pro Shop a call. Remember, if your golf games can't be perfect, your experience can.
Perfect. I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Hey, everybody. CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high-interest debt, complete home repairs, or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information.
in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero Health simplifies medication management. The smart device stores up to 90 days worth of up to 10 different pills. It dispenses them at the push of a button. Try Hero risk-free for 30 days and get free contactless delivery. Just call 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. 800-420-7550. Hero, medication managed.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, Dr. Anthony Fauci kills puppies for science. This will finally be Fauci's downfall.
See, that'll be the thing that gets him. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. From the Stone Special. This is 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. As I mentioned before the break, guys were talking about working from home and how more and more companies are allowing employees to do it either in full form or a hybrid form. I call it a hybrid form. A hybrid form is when they say, why don't you come in 2 days a week, work from home 3 days a week. Other companies are saying just work from home. And then they can shed themselves of office space because they don't need it. The question I've always had is, who's going to pay for the homeowner to now provide the extra electricity and all of that stuff? Will there be some kind of a stipend in order to replace that office space? I don't know the answer to that. The other question that's always been out there is productivity. And that's going to depend on the individual, what they do and how they do it. This is National Lazy Day. And if you fit into that category, you're probably not a good candidate to work from home. I have been working from home for 1.5 years. And I'll tell you what I like about it. And I'll tell you what I don't like about it. I have to say, I like the freedom. By that, I mean, if I were in the studio, I would go in at a fixed time, let's say 8 o'clock in the morning. I would stay for a fixed time till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever it is. And that's it. And the flexibility isn't there. Where at home, I have the flexibility to work at my pace. And what that means is when I get off the air at, say, 12 o'clock, when I get done doing what I have to do after I'm done, I have the flexibility to have lunch, to rest a little bit, and I am back and forth into my office all day long and into the evening. Do I get the same amount of time in? Oh, you bet. Probably more, because it's much easier for me. I have everything right here. I have my big computer. I have other computers. So I can come in and spend, a half hour, an hour if I want, rather than do a block of time. Let's say I have to do from 1 to 3. I can do 1:30 to 2:30. I can do 4:30 to 6. I can do any combination thereof. I find actually that I get more done. And on top of that, I have to write some commercials occasionally. I have to record some commercials and transmit them to the station. And I am enjoying being able to do it at my own pace. It all gets done. When I come into this program in the morning, I have already done enough research to be able to talk for 2 hours if I have to. This is just some of it. For those of you watching on video, I have, a stack, what they all, I think Rush Limbaugh was the first one to say, a stack of stuff. We all do it. We have to do it. Because if there are no guests and no calls, I can't sit here silent, can I? I have to do something. So I have to come prepared. And then a lot of that preparation is done the day before, and some of it is done the morning before. I'm usually into this office an hour and a half before the show. And getting prepped up, getting things done, setting myself up for the broadcast. Now, I mentioned there are things I don't like about it. Here's what I don't like about it. although video has helped this a little bit. Like this morning, talking to Bridgette Gransden from Midland. I could see her because we did video links. And that helps. For an interviewer, there's nothing like being in the same room with the person you're interviewing. You get to see their reactions. You get to hear their tone. You react to their reactions. And that's an important part of being an interviewer. And it's a part I like. I like that interaction with people. Now that we're doing video stream and you can watch me, a lot of the guests I have are also on that video stream and I can see them. And there is a certain advantage to that because I can see their reactions. I can see their smiling faces when they like the question, and they're not so smiling faces when they don't like the question. But you know, it is mitigated it somewhat. It has made it easier to have this video stream and be able to look at people. The phone is wonderful. It's a great tool and it works. And a lot of the interviews we do are by phone, but I would much rather see somebody's face. And I miss the interaction at the radio station with the guys and gals that work there. I go in maybe once a week, sometimes twice. I'll go into the station just to chat and say hello and see what's going on. The building technically is still closed. The public can't go in. So this working from home for me at the time right now is open-ended. Don't have a date certain when it's going to come to an end, if it does. This may be the wave of the future as far as I know. So you make the best of the situation. Been doing it a year and a half now, and you get into a routine. And I'm sure this is true for many people who have worked at home or are working at home. You get into a routine, even a routine that has distractions. If you're a mom working at home and you've got little ones running around, we all know that can be a distraction. Pets can be a distraction, good ones and bad ones. I situate myself in an area of the house where they don't get at me. My wife and my dog don't come in when I'm on the air. So I don't have that distraction. But then again, I'm not in the kind of job where I can have that distraction. Got to pay attention to what I'm doing. If you're doing office work at home and nobody's watching and nobody cares, if the dog runs in and wants to get petted and you spend a minute petting the dogs, more power to you. You know, I can't do that. I don't have that luxury. But it is, you know, it has a lot of good merits to it, and it has some downsides. And I think most people would probably say that. So, you know, productivity-wise, I don't think I've lost anything there. If anything, I've probably gained because I have more time to spend doing it. But from a standpoint of office work, people who just do office work, I can see how it could be a great advantage and how it could be a disadvantage if you're not the kind of person that's self-motivated, as I bring that up on National Lazy Day. All right. The lines are open for you to discuss this or anything else. If you work from home, how have you been doing it? And how has it worked out for you? Give us a call. We'll be back with after these notes. We'll also hear from Terry Henney at the end of these notes.
Join Forward Convenience Stores this month as it helps fuel the fight to end childhood cancer. From now through September 30th, fuel up at one of the specially marked pumps found at all 26 Forward Shell convenience stores. And Forward will donate a penny to the American for every gallon you put in your tank. To find the nearest Forward Shell giving pump near you, visit forwardconvenience.com/ACS. And together we can help families, researchers, caregivers, and survivors in their tireless fight against childhood cancer.
Mounds and mounds of fur. Our hairballs have hairballs.
Our cat Mama, she's 10 years old. She has dandruff and an oily coat.
I have two cats, Sweet Pea and Daisy. Daisy sheds like crazy.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you'll want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives.
DINO.com. I just tried this wonderful Catalicious Dynavite for cats, and my cat has been on it for 2 weeks. She is not scratching anymore. She's not chewing anymore. It is just the best
I was thrilled when I heard Dynavite for Cats was coming out because I'd seen the changes in my dog. To introduce my cats to Dynavite, I took the advice from Dynavite and put their food on top of just a scoop in the bowl, just to get them used to it, because I know if I even switch one little thing, they put their nose up to it. There was not one problem.
Dynavite for life.
You won't believe how happy your cat will be.
DINO.com.
Dairyland Seed Pride. It's what you get when the corn you grow stands as tall as the... Thank you. That'll be all for now. I can take it from here. Excuse me. And who are you? I'm the new guy. Here to tell everyone that, starting now, we're going to start saying a little less and just let our performance do the talking. But I'm a voiceover professional. Talking is what I do. Yeah, but our corn hybrid lineup is the strong... 210 top 5 finishers in 2020, first and university trials combined. So I'm afraid there's just not much to say when the data already says it all. What about Dairyland Seed Pride? Still there and stronger than ever. Same with our dedicated team and around-the-clock support. Just now we have the numbers to simply shut up and yield. So you won't be needing me anymore? Sorry. But I love this job. That's what makes this so hard. See how Dairyland Seed the yield in your soils and conditions at dairylandseed.com.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6, leaving the light on for families back on the road. Kids in suitcases jammed in the back, earbuds tangled in the dog, heading to see Aunt Jasmine and her rock garden. Admit it, you missed this. And Motel 6 has been missing you. With our clean, comfortable rooms and great low rates, we've been giving families on the move the perfect roadside rest for almost as long as Aunt Jasmine's been putting rocks in her yard. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on.
Broadcasting out on a farm field, a wheat field, and Jared Fisher, I'm surprised. We have had a little bit of rain out here, but this field is quite solid.
Yeah, it's pretty nice so far. Hoping that if we get a little bit of sun and wind here, we might be able to run some equipment later.
It'd be nice. You got a nice setup here, Thumb Bank, obviously serving agriculture. I'm looking at a couple pieces behind us. We're hoping maybe we can run those a little bit later on. A little bit of money tied up in those, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't know if we've talked exactly what the price tags are on a couple of these red and green track machines, but I know they're not pocket change.
Well, and the thing is, that's where you guys come in.
Yeah, we help guys finance equipment, land, lines of credit, the whole work. So just very excited to have a good day. Hopefully the rain is passed and it'll hold out for our field day today.
Comparative, the way I was told. When the bank first started back, late 1800s, a horse was pretty expensive.
Yeah, in 1895, I'm sure the guys that were farming around then never would imagine what some of the stuff that we would run today. So just like agriculture changes, we change along with it and help everybody on an individual basis.
More coming up. Program next hour as we broadcast today. Thumb Bank right now, and they've got their big field day. We're at the intersection of 7 Mile and Midland Road. So if you'd like to just drive by, stop by, take a look at this equipment, it's amazing.
Yeah, our sun's starting to peek out here. It looks like the rain's passed, so we should have a good day.
Jared, thanks.
All right, Jerry, thanks, and we'll hear more from you next hour, and of course the farm show as he's out in the field today. We only got a few minutes left here. I want to talk about something I speculated on, I think yesterday. Remember I was talking a little bit about politics and about how the 2024 election, is down the road for president. And I said candidates will be lining up, particularly on the Republican side, and trying to capture dollars to get a head start on the campaign. I thought that might happen, maybe in a year, maybe a little down the road, because right now they're concentrating on the 2022 midterms. Well, I was mistaken about how long it would take, because it appears that some of the GOP mega donors are flocking to a candidate from South Carolina by the name of Tim Scott. And they are in line to pledge money to him. So it would appear that, the race is on. Because you need, in this day and age, what does it cost? $1 billion to become president? The advertising money is huge, and you need to start early to get it. And the mega donors are the big boys. They can spend the big bucks through PACs and whatever else. So if Tim Scott has already lined up some of them, others will not be far behind. The question is, when do they start promoting their candidacy for president? And I expect that might not be that far down the road where they run infomercial type commercials about themselves. Keep their name in front of the public, because name recognition is critically important. And it is likely, not guaranteed, but likely that the man with the biggest name recognition, Donald Trump, will be a part of this. And he will have the favored role, if you will, going in. So it'll be an uphill battle for all of the other Republican contenders. And there will be a bunch of Republican contenders. No two ways about that. It's not going to be a free ride for Trump if he decides to run. He hasn't said he is, but he hadn't said he isn't. And he did leave the door open. Time will tell. Be interesting. It's always fun watching politics at work. Frustrating at times, but still fun to do. All right, we're going to take our last break and then come back and finish up the Art Lewis Show for today.
Have you heard about all the benefits of joining DCECU? The great rates, the member give back. Membership sounds amazing. Too bad you're not eligible, right? Wrong. It's easier than ever to join.
I thought only immediate family of DCECU members could get in, but I was wrong. My Uncle Earl is a member, so now I can be a member too.
I'm eligible through my support for community organizations. I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't realize that employees of nearly 100 companies can join DCECU. I was able to become a member because I work for one of them.
If you're not a member, you can be at dcecu.org/join. Membership eligibility required. While member give-back rebates and rewards occur with great regularity, this credit union benefit is not guaranteed. Not all loan and deposit products are eligible for member give-back consideration. Some limitations apply. Insured by NCUA.
For the 14th consecutive season, your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW.
Touchdown, Michigan!
After a disappointing 2020, the Wolverines look to bounce back and contend for a Big Ten title while proving the professional naysayers wrong.
Got touchdown, Michigan!
Head coach Jim Harbaugh revamped the coaching staff during the offseason to bring a new energy to the Michigan sidelines. With a roster full of talent, the Wolverines are poised to show their back. The Wolverines kick off the new season Saturday, September 4th against the Western Michigan Broncos at the Big House. Game day coverage begins at 11 a.m. with kickoff at noon on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Sponsored by Forward Energy.
This fall, new memories of Michigan football are made right here on WSGW.
All right, back with you. And, it's National Lazy Day, so this is a fitting question. How'd you sleep last night? We're asked to do more for less, so when you go to bed and you spend a third of your life there, you need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, so you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent, and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed, may be cut short by today's demanding world. Don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a sanitary mattress. And they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. You don't have to wait around all day. By the way, if you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or give them a call, 753-1757. Sanitary Mattress. That'll do it for the Art Lewis Show today. On Focus, we'll focus on RoofMaxx, the shingle savings system, with Ben. He'll be calling in. Before that, though, the news from CBS, the local report, and then I'll be back with Focus right after the news. Talk to you then.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kaifin. The U.S. Senate is poised to pass the $1 trillion infrastructure bill. CBS's Chris Van Cleve is on Capitol Hill.
I think people are ready to just get it over with. The Senate has been here through the last 2 weekends. The senators, their staffs, the people covering all of this are tired. You know, this is one of the last hurdles before the Senate goes on a month-long recess. So let's get it over with, I think, is the mood on the Hill.
The bill would then go to the House. Next, the Senate would take up the $3.5 trillion Democratic budget last into the fall. Wisconsin's governor has just vetoed Republican bills to put new curbs on absentee voting in that state. Some city school systems in Texas and Florida aim to defy bans against mask mandates. Former Surgeon General Jerome Adams on CBS This Morning.
As a position of a public health expert, it is deeply troubling that it seems we're letting politics get in the way of protecting our youth. As a father, I quite frankly think it's unconscionable.
Pediatric specialist Diane Hess worries unvaccinated kids will test positive in school, then have to go home.
Let's say somebody's positive in school. Now there's no more online school. You get sent home for 10 days if your classmate is positive. You have 10 days that your parents have to take off and teach you. So I'm really worried because it is spreading so wildly. All these kids are being sent home from school all the time.
Residents in Miami were told to be out by today after city officials deemed it unsafe. The evacuation comes 6 weeks after the deadly collapse in nearby Surfside. A heat wave is searing the nation's midsection and moves east tomorrow. Meteorologist Chicago Windler.
They could be in the mid to upper 90s. Combine that with the humidity, dangerous heat index values 105 or greater.
Well, scientists in Great Britain have been able to make a dementia diagnosis using artificial intelligence.
An AI system compares a patient's brain scan with millions of others to spot anomalies humans often can't, leading to a far earlier diagnosis, and in a day instead of the months it can take now. Cambridge University's Zoe Courtsey.
If we intervene early, the treatments can kick in early and slow down the progression.
Preclinical trials rolled out in a clinical setting. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
At a healthcare center in Washington, Vice President Harris said more than 2.5 million people have signed up for health insurance during the special enrollment period, which ends Sunday.
When people have affordable health insurance, they have the opportunity to make decisions about their life. They have options.
Checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 122 points. This is CBS.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
What you thinking about?
You don't want to know.
Come on, try me.
I'm thinking about everything I don't like about our kitchen.
This again. I think it's time to call a specialist.
Someone to make me forget how much our kitchen bugs me?
No, not a hypnotist. It's stone quartz and granite countertops.
Ooh, that could make me forget the things that bug me about you.
Now that might take a hypnotist.
Not if we get new countertops. Then you'd have a clean slate.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Come on, that was funny.
Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish, from imagination to installation. They'll guide you through every step of the process. Upgrade and increase the beauty and value of your home with Stone Specialists, now available by appointment to serve you better, with 2 locations in Burton and Midland at stonespecialists.net, or follow us on Facebook. Stone Specialists will upgrade from start to finish. Stone Specialists, bring the room to your home.
Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. Call 888-489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Join Forward Convenience Stores this month as it helps fuel the fight to end childhood. September 30th, fuel up at one of the specially marked pumps found at all 26 Forward shops. And Forward will donate a penny to the American Cancer Society for every gallon you put in your tank. To find the nearest Forward Shell giving pump near you, visit forwardconvenience.com/ACS. And together we can help families, researchers, caregivers, and survivors in their tireless fight against childhood cancer.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 76 degrees at 11:05. Mike Kircha. Saginaw County Animal Care and Control wants to know who's responsible for tying up a puppy and leaving it to die on a children's playground. Officials say a group of children found the dog, less than a year old and weighing between 40 and 50 pounds, tied with a wire collar around its neck. The children notified an adult who lives near the area of the Rust Avenue playground in Saginaw, who took the dead animal to the Animal Care and Control Center. Staff determined someone intentionally meant to cause harm to the animal. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call 989-797-4500. Of the library are once again hosting their annual used book sale. The sale didn't take place last year due to the pandemic. Books for people of all ages will pack the Bay County Civic Arena at 4231 Shrestha Drive on Thursday through Saturday. Prices range from 50 cents to $2 per book. The Saturday all-day clearance lets you fill a bag or box of any items for only $4. New this year, the Bay County Library System will have a booth. Buy book bags for $1 and get information about upcoming events and services. Anyone stopping by the booth can register to win a $50 Meijer gift card. The book sale will be from 8 to 8 on Thursday, 10 to 8 on Friday, and 10 to 5 on Saturday. Starting tomorrow, Circus Kirkus will set up shop in the Frankenmuth River Play shops until September 19th. The circus began with former Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus member Kirk Marsh. It's a one-ring, animal-free circus with death-defying acts, aerialists, magic, and comedy. The circus will perform 8 shows a week with 90 minutes per show. General tickets are $26.99 for adults and $16.99 for kids under 12. Premium seats are $36.99 and VIP seats are $46.99. Children under 18 months are free. For more information, visit circuskirkus.com. WSGW News Time 11:07.
Ad paid for by CompleteCar.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles. Expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to the COVID crisis, we are announcing a low-cost extended service plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay nothing for auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay nothing for auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-549-1985 now. Drivers who are covered by this auto protection will not have to pay for a This auto coverage is at an all-time low, much lower than what dealerships are charging. Additionally, drivers who activate this auto coverage today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental car at no additional cost. Call for your free quick quote today. 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985. What do you have to lose? Again, 800-549-1985.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A Washtenaw County Sheriff's deputy already charged with sexual assault stemming from his time as an Easter faces new related charges. 26-year-old D'Angelo McWilliams of Canton was placed on unpaid leave last year from the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Department when charged last year with 4 sexual assault counts connected to 3 women. He now faces 12 criminal charges, including 8 counts of sexual assault. The new charges include accusations of assault and battery involving a new victim and 2 counts of indecent exposure as a sexually delinquent person. If you're getting your child ready to return to school, don't forget to check on their vaccinations. Here's health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights.
Dr. Janine Caldoon's the chief medical executive with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Universal recommended by the CDC and MDHHS for all teachers, students, and staff indoors, regardless of vaccination status. Physical distancing remains important, at least 3 feet, to prevent the spread of the virus.
And the state health department is recommending the COVID-19 vaccine for everyone who is eligible.
Battle Creek schools will require masks for students in school this fall with students in the classroom. The school superintendent, Kimberly Carter, says the goal is to provide a safe, healthy learning environment for students, minimize missed classroom time due to quarantine requirements, and maximize time spent with teachers and friends. Carter says they decided earlier the recommendations of Calhoun County Public Health Department and went forward with a mask mandates. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high into the mid-80s. Winds out of the southwest around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, a low near 73. By Wednesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy skies, a high of 87. Then by Thursday, sunshine, a high around 90. Friday, a slight chance for some rain showers here, blend of clouds and sunshine develop. Then on Saturday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 79. Sunday, sunshine, a high of 82 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 75.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW for a Tuesday morning. And we get to remind you of a fabulous product out there to extend the life of your roof and its shingles. It's called RoofMaxx. And we're going to learn more about it today from Ben from RoofMaxx of Midland. Ben, good morning. Good to hear from you again. I guess as we do every time, we need to start with an overview of RoofMaxx, what it is we're talking about, what kind of product it is.
Yes, so RoofMaxx is a bio oil that we spray on the roof and it penetrates into the shingle, rehydrating the asphalt core of the shingle and thus extending the life of the roof. So it's proven to be a safe, easy, affordable alternative to complicated and extensive life-disrupting roof replacement, also protecting the value that you already have in the roof that's already on.
We talk about roof replacement. The price of shingles is out of sight, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit of drop in that as kind of prices and manufacturing catches up. But as of right now, they're still up pretty high, and the cost of replacements higher than it's ever been.
You mentioned safe. Does that include the drip line? I mean, if the product oversprays onto the lawn or plants or anything of that nature?
Yeah, so it's a USDA preferred bio product. Comes out of soybean oil, and it's a safe, earth environmentally friendly product. So any overspray that we get will just rinse away in the next rain. If we do have some overspray, we can just actually rinse it down, and it's not going to affect the plants or pets or the environment.
What kind of shingles does it work on? Does it have to be a specific kind of shingle?
Any shingle that's got an asphalt base. So there's a couple of brands out there that have been in production on and off over the years that don't have asphalt. But that's a very low percentage of shingles. So just about every shingle we come across, we are able to treat. But there are a couple outliers that we can't.
And that's primarily because asphalt has an oil base. You're replacing the oil in the asphalt, aren't you?
Correct. Yeah. So the petrol oil that's in the shingle. Yeah, effectively. Yep. So as those shingles age, the petrol oil evaporates out and is released from the shingle, and they get dry and brittle, and the granules or the stone pebbles that are on top of the roof, they'll start to slough off, let more of the UV in, which kind of accelerates the drying out process of the shingle. So we have a bio oil that we spray on the shingle, and thus extending the life of the roof.
All right, let's talk about the process. If I'm a homeowner and I have shingles, let's say they're, 15 years old, and I want you to come out. What's the process? What happens?
Yeah, so the first thing we do is we qualify the roofs. There's a few things that we look for to make sure that RoofMaxx is a good. About 90% of the roofs you go on, we are able to treat. And then before we spray the product, if you confirm you want to move forward with the project, we do what's called a roof tune-up. And in the roof tune-up, we go through the roof, and any nails that we find that have worked their way up from thermal expansion and contraction, we re-nail those back down. Any loose shingles that we find, we make sure those are secured and sealed down properly. With a gasket on your pipe flashing kit that wears out, we've got replacement gaskets we put on there to make sure we have a tight seal around the roof penetration of the pipe. And blow any debris or anything off the roof. And once the roof tune-up's done, we spray the roof with the RoofMaxx product, clean up any mess that we make when we leave, which is very little to none. And then you can expect another 5 to 7 years already had on your roof.
And I don't think I've ever asked you this before, does the pitch of the roof come into play?
On a really steep roof, we actually do an additional coat on the top third of the roof. That'd be like what's called a Gabrel frame, where you see that on old barns and stuff like that, where it's real steep on one side. But pitch doesn't typically come into play. It penetrates and holds on the shingle pretty well. So unless you're really, really steep, we just follow all the safety procedures to make sure our guys are safe when they're on the roof.
All right, so let's say I have a fairly new roof, just had it installed. At what point in the life of that roof do I start thinking about RoofMaxx?
8 to 12 years is the time that we start looking at starting our treatment process. So we found that any time earlier than that, in most cases, there's still enough of the petrol oil that's in the shingle that's not going to absorb as much of the RoofMaxx, so it's not as beneficial then. But if you see any granules that are starting to fall off the roof or in the bottom of your downspout, that's a good indication that the process. But we treated roofs that are as old as 25 to 30 years old also. So
all right, I got to take
a wide range of roofs that we can treat.
Got to take a break, come back, we'll talk more about it. We're talking to Ben from RoofMaxx of Midland. We'll also tell you how to get in touch with him toward the end of the interview. All of that ahead. We'll also hear from Terry Henney, who's out and about in a field today. You'll hear that at the end of these notes coming up next.
We understand it's not often you decide to invest in new flooring or window treatments, but when you do, you deserve to take your time and take in all the options, styles, and colors available while sharing your ideas with someone who can help you with your decisions. Warden Interiors of Frankenmuth, and that's what we've been doing for 59 years. We've been helping people make great decisions on new window treatments, paint, carpeting, and flooring, and with our own expert design team, we can turn your home into a showplace. Right now at Warden Interiors, we're making room for all the new merchandise, so you'll find unbelievable prices on carpet, vinyl. Also, you can brighten up any room with one of the new lively colors of California ceramic paint, the toughest and most durable paint available. Or choose the elegance of new Hunter Douglas window treatments to enrich your home. We have it all, so come in and take your time. Let's sit down and talk about it. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help you bring it all together.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Okay. Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. O'Reilly.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstar batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
We're broadcasting today from the Thumb Bank Field Day, located in Bay County. 7 Mile and Midland Road is where we are located. We're in a wheat field. I don't know how many acres this is, but it's a pretty good sized field. And it's in ideal condition for folks to come on by. You don't have to worry about pulling up to the tent area. The field is a little damp, but there's no mud showing. And it's going to be a really good out. Looks as though you'll be able to get a walk around all of this big equipment, take a look at it and see how it works, and hopefully maybe a little bit later we'll have a chance to run some of that equipment. We've got a big case and we've got a John Deere here for those who want to take a look at some of the newest and most modern technology when it comes to farm equipment. Digital is what it's all about, and that's what's represented here at the Thumb Bank Field Day. Thumb Bank has been serving farmers in agriculture for well over 125 years. They've seen a lot of changes, and they've kept up with those changes, and they continue to serve farmers the best that they can since 1895. Farm Show coming up in just a moment from the Thumb Bank Field Day.
All right, Terry, we'll look forward to it. Terry Henney, out and about today. We're talking to Ben from RoofMaxx of Midland. Ben, you know, if I have I'm gonna pick a number. Let's say I have a 25-year shingle roof, and I come to you 10, 12 years into the life of that roof. You can apply 3 times, so every 5 years you can apply. I have to ask, if I don't come to you, is my 25-year roof going to last 25 years? Or is that kind of an arbitrary number?
Kind of becoming an arbitrary number. So the national average on your 30-year dimensional shingle, which is what's really common on roofs these days, the national average is 18 to 22 years. So that 25-year shingle is going to fall in line with that as well. So yeah, we're getting about 2/3 of the time that people spent the investment to put them on.
So if I come to you, if I have one of those 30-year roofs and I come to you at year 15, for example, and you can put your product on 3 times, I should get my 30 years out of that roof, shouldn't I?
Absolutely. I'd say at least 30 years. Because once we apply our product, doesn't mean the clock starts then. If you had 5 years left on your roof and we treated the roof, you're looking at having 10 to 12 years out of that existing roof. So we'd be looking to push it past 30 years.
And let's talk about another condition of a roof that people have, and that would be moss, particularly if you have a tree overhanging or a shady area. What do you do about moss before you put the product on?
Yeah, so we brought in a product called Roof Shampoo. That's another eco-friendly roof cleaning product. So a lot of guys that clean the roofs, they use like a bleach base or a chlorine base. That's a little bit tough on the shingles and tough on the plants around the house and environment. That doesn't use either of those for cleaning. It's got a rinsing disc that we run over the roof, so you have same-day results. So that's something we can take care of for our customers as well, to remove the black streaking, the moss, lichen, algae that builds up on the roof, so we can take the aesthetic to a like-new condition as well.
Now, can you do that the same day you apply your product, RoofMaxx, or do you have to come back and do that a different day?
Typically, we'll come back and do it another day. It depends on the weather, really is the big thing. It's got to be dry when the RoofMaxx goes on. So if we have a nice, warm, hot day where the roof's going to dry after the cleaning and we can treat it in the afternoon, we can do that. But typically, we do a 2-day process when we have an extensive cleaning involved.
There was a question about living in a condo. Would RoofMaxx be a good option?
Yeah, it can be great options for that. We've got a lot of clients that have condos that have reached out, and they're finding that they're kind of amortize them off of a 30-year replacement schedule. They're finding that they're only getting that 17 to 18 or 22 years out of it. So we're coming up a little bit short. So RoofMaxx can be a great option to kind of bridge the gap and allow more time to save and get money put away for when we do have to replace them down the road.
Typical average size home. I call RoofMaxx. You come out, you give me the estimate, and then we decide we're going to go ahead with it. Start to finish, how long are you on site?
Our average on-site time is about 2 hours. So it depends on how complex the roof is and the size of the roof. But anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours is the typical time that we're on site from start to finish.
Now,
it's a pretty painless process.
How many people does it take? Or is it a one-man
usually
job?
2 to 3 guys per
2 to
crew,
3, yeah.
For safety reasons, we want to at least have a third as well.
Yeah, that's the question. Walking on roofs is not something I would want to do, I'll tell you. That's a challenge.
It can be dangerous, and we take a lot of safety. We take safety very seriously. We give my guys as much of the safety tools as we can. We've got special shoes that we wear that help them grip better on the shoe and also reduce damage to the shingles from walking on them. And then we've got fall protection and everything we need to make sure we're running a safe job and keeping our employees safe.
Well, let's talk about how we find out more about RoofMaxx and how we get in touch with you.
Yeah, you can go online to RoofMaxx.com. That's RoofMaxx with 2 X's. Or you can call me direct. My direct line is 989-859-6751. Again, that number is 989-859-6751.
989. Give me through one more time.
Yep, 989.
Yep.
859. 6751.
All right, there you go. 989-859-6751. And call that number. Chances are you're going to get to talk to Ben, who is the expert on RoofMaxx. And Ben, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. It's it sounds like, I guess, what I would call one of these modern day products. That we've figured out how to extend the life of a very expensive part of our home. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's always a pleasure.
We'll do it again. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. That's Ben at RoofMaxx in Midland. And the number, by the way, they serve more than Midland. They serve the whole region. 989-859-6751. RoofMaxx.com. And that's RoofMaxx.com. Take our last break. Be back to close out and move on to the farm show right after these notes.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. Call 888-489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212 for details.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Hey everybody, Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Company. Saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high interest debt. or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger. Bye. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Focus. We thank you for being with us, and we'll be back tomorrow with more. Stick around now. Terry Henney's out in the field, and that's where the farm show is going to come from right after these notes.